everyone, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is T and this is my channel, Crumpets Tea and Sewing. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my full and complete review of the Lander pants. This has been a long time coming. I've been talking about these Lander pants for quite some time. So I'm really excited to be able to finally share with you my review of these Lander pants. This pattern is by True Bias. So this is an indie pattern company, and you can purchase a copy of the Lander pants in both PDF format as well as a printed format. And I'll put the link to True Bias's website in the description box below, so you can go over and check out the prices and check out the sizes and all that good stuff and see if this is a pattern for you. You can also purchase this pattern on other second and third party websites like fabricmartfabrics.com. I think the Fold line has it as well. I purchased my copy from fabricmartfabrics.com a couple of years ago when I was into buying from fabricmartfabrics.com. They had like a 20% off sale on their patterns at the time, and they do that quite often. So if you keep a lookout for that, I do know that they do have those sales and you can actually get a good deal on the pattern. So that's what I did. This pattern features 3 different views. So you have pants and shorts. So view A is a pair of shorts, and it features these really nice oversized pockets on the front, which really drew me in. I really love those pockets. And it also features a waistband. You have the left fly, you have the right fly. You have, for your closures, you're using buttons. It has 2 darts in the back of the shorts and the pants for shaping. It has 2 pockets in the back of the pattern as well. Let's see, am I missing anything? It's just an amazing pattern. It comes with 11 different pieces for your pattern. And you're not using all those pieces. It just depends on like if you want to make the shorts or if you want to make the pants. Views B and C, you have a choice of doing like an ankle version, or you can do a boot cut version. So view B is the ankle version and view C is the boot cut version. Those are the 2 versions that I've done, and that's what I'm going to share my experience with. The pattern, the short pattern is actually the same pattern as the ankle and the boot cut pattern. It's all on one pattern. So you can actually trace out whatever pieces you need. I wouldn't recommend cutting, your shorts if you're just doing shorts or whatever, because then later on you wouldn't have it for the pants if you want to do the pants. So it's a really nice pattern. And like I said, this is like one of my favorite pant pattern. And I feel like this is definitely a wardrobe staple. I know it is for me anyway. You can do so much with this pattern. All right, so for the fabric, they recommend medium to heavy weight fabrics such as fabric with little to no stretch in them, like twill, linen, corduroy, and denim. So I've used twill, corduroy, and I've used denim. So I've made this pattern about 5 to 6 times already. My denim pair, I do need to do a little bit more work on those. I was not quite happy with how they turned out. It could be just the nature of the denim. It was just very heavy, very structured, and it's just not the type of denim that I actually was going for with this project. They were just way too stiff. So I have to deconstruct those and kind of rework the pattern a little bit of the pants so that I can actually get the fit that I want. But the corduroys, they turned out so beautifully, and I made 3 pairs of those. So the very first pair that I made was with a green corduroy, and this was intended to be a muslin or mock-up. But my daughter, she loved them so much, I decided to just go ahead and give them to her. So she really enjoyed those. And then I went on from there and I made a twill pair. My twill pair, I wore those about 2 times. And then after I washed them, they kind of shrank a little bit. And so they don't fit the way in which they initially fit when I first made them. And so I don't really like them as much. But but they still are pretty good. And then I made a pair out of the black corduroy and then some ivory corduroy fabric as well. And they are so yummy, so yummy. They fit so perfectly and I love them. I love them. They're so comfortable, especially the black pair. They are really comfortable and I really love them. And I can't wait to make another pair. So yeah, those are the types of fabrics that they call for. You do need some lining as well, and your lining is going to be for your pocket, and that's going to be the front pockets. And so they just call for something like a really light. So like if you're making a denim pair, you just want to have like a really light, almost like a chambray type fabric for your lining. You don't want anything too heavy. But if you're making like linen, a linen pair or something like that, something equal in weight to the linen or a little bit less in weight so that linen is going to be pretty good as well. Also, for your notions, you just need thread, matching thread, medium weight fusible interfacing, and that's going to be for your pocket as well. So the front pocket calls for interfacing. And then also you're going to have 4, 5, 8, 7-inch buttons, which that's your closure. And they call for buttons like jean buttons, but they also say that you can use regular buttons as well, which as long as they are durable enough for your project. So I chose a combination of different buttons. I made a few projects with metal buttons. I made a few projects with plastic buttons, but they were really strong, durable plastic buttons. So you do have some options there. That's not much of an issue, really. So this pattern is rated as intermediate. So it is not for those individuals who are just beginning to sew. So beginners or advanced beginners. You definitely want to have buttonholes down before you start this project, because you don't want to, have these really nice pants and then you don't, have really good buttonholes on the front. So for sizes, this particular pattern goes from 0 to 18. So in inches, that would be from 26. So for the waist, it's 26 inches to 38.5 inches. So that's the range. And then for your hips, it will be 34 inches to 46.5 inches. So that's your range in inches for the pattern. Now that's unfinished measurements. In centimeters, that will be 66 inches for the waist to 98 inches for the waist. And then for the hips, it would be 86 inches of, not 80, not inches, sorry, 86 centimeters for the hips to 118 centimeters for the hips. I apologize. I'm so used to working in inches and not centimeters. For your finished measurements, you're going to add about 1 to 3 inches of ease on that. That's how much ease they give you for your finished measurements. So so that's basically the sizes for this. Now for your yardage, like for what you need for how many yards for the project. For the shorts, you're going to be working with about 2 yards of fabric. And for your pants, you're going to be working with approximately 3 yards of fabric. So it does call for quite a bit of fabric for your pants. And that's because you have that wide leg at the bottom of your pants. So, and then you also have a lot of detail work as well. Like you have the oversized pockets in the front, you have pockets in the back, belt loops. Your waistband is super long because it's cut out just one long piece. It's not cut out into different sections like, some waistbands have you cut out, the back on fold or whatever. It's not like that. It's just one long piece for your waistband. And depending on how long or how many inches your waist is going to determine how long that waistband is. So think about that. So my waist, I'm a 32. So, 32 plus seam allowance plus room for ease, that's a long waistband. That's almost a yard. So yeah, you're going to be cutting out a very long strip for your waistband. So keep that in mind. And that's one of the reasons why you need so much fabric. This pattern comes with an instruction booklet, which I happen to think is quite amazing. This little thing is a wonder. I mean, from the very beginning of the book to the end, it's just so much information in here, and it's good information. It has the fabric layout. It has the definitions and the terms that they're using throughout the entire instruction booklet. It starts at steps 1 and take you all the way to the very end of your project. I think there's, let's see here, 30 or so steps. It's 33 steps. And in each step, I mean, it's so detailed. It is so detailed. It takes you from everything from, how to fuse your interfacing to your pockets, to how to make the belt loop carriers, to how to sew your pockets on, how to top stitch your pockets on, how to attach the fly. I mean, it's just very, very detailed. And I was very impressed with the instruction booklet because it does not leave you wanting at all. It also has, like, in the back, it has notes here. It has a section for notes where you can actually jot down your measurements here, and then also take notes as you are working on the project. So that way, if you want to go back and reference later and kind of pick up where you left off with your last project, you can kind of compare and, just have those notes for later. I love this instruction booklet. It is just a wonderful addition to this pattern. So I really liked that. Okay, so next I want to talk a little bit about the fabrics that I chose and also what I did with my projects. I'll pop my pictures up here so you can kind of get an idea of how I styled it, and you can look at the different images and things like that and kind of get an idea of what I did with this project. So for the black fabric, it is an ultra thin corduroy, an ultra thin well corduroy, and it's very smooth, very soft. You can't really see the wells on the corduroy, but they are amazing. And I don't really like wells all that much on the corduroy, like the thickness of the corduroy. I like it to be really thin so that you can barely even can tell that that it's a corduroy fabric. So that's why I selected that one, and that's 100% cotton fabric, and it's from Hobby Lobby. And like I said, it has a really soft hand. It does have a slight stretch on the cross grain, and that's one of the reasons why I had to grade this pattern down. So I started out with the size 12, and that was too large for me, so I had to go down to a size 10. So, and even with the size 10 and the waist, it was great. And then the upper hip area, it was okay. But when I got down to the mid hip area, I had to grade that in a little bit more still because it was just too, it was too much. For the black corduroy for those pants, that ended up being 32.5 inches for the waist and about 41.5 inches for the hips. For the ivory corduroy fabric, for those, that is a size 10 and 32.5 inches for the waist and about 41.5 inches for the hips as well. The only adjustment that I made for this project is to the length of the pattern. So I didn't have to make any adjustments to like the rise of it. It does have a little bit of extra fabric like in the crotch area, but I don't mind it. It's not saggy, it's not too low hanging, and so I just left it. I didn't make any adjustments to that area at all. I just shortened the pattern because I needed to shorten it because I'm just so short. And I think I shortened it by like 4 inches, maybe 5 inches. And like I said, I made a combination of different of views B and C. So in these particular pictures, for the black corduroy, that is the boot cut version, and for the ivory corduroy, that's also the boot cut version. And then the green corduroy fabric, those ones that I made for my daughter, they're also an ankle version as well. But again, the only adjustments that I did was to shorten it. That's the only adjustment I made. I didn't make any other adjustments except for shortening and grading. But in terms of like shortening the crotch or the height or the rise or any of that, I didn't do any of that. So yeah, if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts that you want to share with me, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry this was a little bit of a longer video, but I really thought that this would be a really interesting review, and so I thank you for sticking around. And again, if you have any questions, make sure that you leave your questions in the comment section below, and make sure that you check out all the links that I left in the description box below on the lander pants, on the hacks, where to purchase them and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions about fabric choices and all that stuff, again, leave your thoughts with me in the comment section below. All right, thank you for tuning in, and until next time, everyone, stay creative. Bye.